Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Today, we're doing things backwards. I am gonna do this look with 5 colors, and I'm going back to how I did my makeup when I first discovered it, which is contour first. And I'm gonna show you guys how much coverage you can get from our contours. This makeup is so easy. You just follow a face map. So I'm gonna go into some of the basics with mascara and exactly how to put what colors where. And really there are no rules because you just put it where it goes and blend it out, and there are no mistakes with this makeup. None whatsoever. No matter the order you do it, no matter the tools you use, just magical. So if you want to see how I did this look with 5 colors, yes, I even did my eyes with just these 5 things in my compact, and it definitely holds a lot more. So it wasn't necessary, but it is possible, which is amazing. Way. I will shut up. Let's get to the video. If you like this, please like it, and don't forget to subscribe so you see when my next video is live. Thank you guys for being here. Love you. All right, guys, let's get started. We are going to really bring it down to the basics today. If you've ever seen any of my videos before, you know I love a good tip and trick. And sometimes I forget that people are brand new to mascara and have just now discovered what exactly it is, or maybe you don't even know what it is, but you are intrigued and you want to learn more. So I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning. I'm not gonna go crazy with any color correctors or any of the fancy tricks I've learned over the last couple of years. And I'm gonna go in just with teaching you guys the premise behind mascara. And that was a quick, simple, easy way to highlight and contour without layering a bunch of makeup. Technically, you could just do 4 colors. Not very many people get the look that they want with just 4 colors, which is why I normally always will recommend at least 5. So I'm gonna go with just these 5. If I was starting for the first time, this is what I do. And I'm going to start backwards. So check out some of my videos below if you want to see how I normally put on my makeup. I usually color correct redness. I've got darkness, dark circles, all of the things, okay? So I can really help you figure out how to counteract some of those things. But say you don't need any of that. You've got great skin. I'm jealous. So I'm not going to do any of that first. And you guys, this is actually how, when I first discovered the makeup, how I did it. I was pretty new to contouring, so I contoured first. It's just a different method, and you might like it better. So I urge you to try it. Let me know what you think. So let's get into it. I'm just going to talk through and explain what I'm doing as I go. So depending on when you get color matched, I will recommend usually a combination of 2 of these brushes depending on the finish you like. So today I am gonna go in with these 2 just for fun. My favorite actually contouring brush, and then my favorite highlighting brush. So the Detail HAC, you guys, I have not done this in a really long time. I contoured first, but what some people don't understand is that both our highlights, okay, so these 2 are highlights, and our contours are all made to give you coverage. So the combination of the highlight and contour actually is what makes up your foundation. So when people are like, which part is your foundation? This whole thing, okay? The combination is called 3D foundation, and it's in order to give you a 3-dimensional look, because look at your face. You are not 1 dimension. You are not one color all over your entire face. So this is to mimic and to just enhance your features and not make your skin look flat and dull, okay? So we're gonna bring out our best features. We're going to highlight them. We're gonna use the whole premise of shadows, contouring, in order to make certain things recede. It's going to lift certain things, which if only we could do that with everything else, right? So highlights, contours, and then of course a touch of color and a touch of glow, because it is like icing on the cake. Once you try this makeup, you'll understand why. So our contours also give coverage. You don't have to layer. I normally layer my entire highlight because I want extra coverage here. If you don't, just use your contour. So I'm gonna show you guys first up contouring with the Detail HAC. I like the large side, and I like to pounce in my contour at an angle in order to get that color on half of my brush. Okay, let's start with the cheekbones. I usually like to start there because it is the hardest and most intimidating place to contour. So all I'm gonna do is have you look at your face, okay? You can feel if you want, but even if you don't, it's gonna be about 3/4 to the top of your ears where your cheekbone starts, okay? Now, I normally like to grab a pencil or something to show you guys, but if you go from the top of your ear to the corner of your mouth, that is the imaginary line, and that is the angle you wanna shoot for. So that way you're not going like this, you're not going too steep, you're just going towards that corner. And if you do that, you'll be golden. Now, when you actually apply, you want to stop about the corner of your eye. So really you are going to contour this part right here, and I'll insert a picture so you guys can screenshot it if you want. Okay, so this area is gonna be the contour. It's naturally gonna blend in, but this is what is gonna give you ultimate lift. You get too far in here, and look exactly where I'm stopping, okay? It's naturally gonna blend in a little. You get too far in here, you're gonna start getting into those smile lines, okay? We don't wanna darken this part whatsoever. And we wanna keep them high in order to lift, okay? We never wanna drag our face down and shorten this area in between here. So, pretty much, add your contour right along that imaginary line, and you'll be golden, okay? When it comes to our forehead, it's much simpler because you can just go along your hairline. You don't have to do anything fancy. Go along your hairline, blend it up into your hair so you don't have a white line here, and then down into this area so it'll blend in with your highlight. If you have a tall forehead like me, you wanna play with shadows and you wanna make it look shorter, you can go farther down on your forehead and it's gonna make this area recede. If you have a wide forehead, also like me, you can go down all the way into your temples and it's gonna make your forehead look more narrow. If you have a very small forehead, you don't have to contour much at all. It is all personal preference on what you want. And then last but not least is jawline. Some people I know don't even contour their jaw. It's completely up to you. I have a pretty pronounced jaw to begin with, but I really like to still go up under that jaw and pull it down my neck in order to blend. And so I never have that demarcation line around my jaw, that line that doesn't look like your makeup is blended or not matching. It's always matching because I'm always pulling it down, if that makes sense. And then I'm not even gonna go into nose contouring at this point. I am going to apply and show you how I'm just gonna place that color on for right now. And I normally blend as I go, but since I'm doing my makeup a lot differently today, I'm just gonna apply it real heavy so that you can see. Can you see the coverage I'm already getting with that contour? same thing, other side, start at the ear, towards the corner of my mouth, okay? And then I kind of like to lift the brush up a little and then apply it a little up. I'm starting to blend, sorry. I'm trying not to blend, you guys. It is old habits die hard. So I'm just gonna apply it right there. We're good, okay. Forehead. I'm so used to blending. Okay, I'm just gonna try to lay it on thick. And I'm using Olive to contour. Okay, it's a neutral contour, so it's got some warmth in it, as well as some cool tones to mimic that natural shadow. And then I'm gonna go down a little farther to show you guys. Can you see it receding? Maybe. Like, my hair is driving me crazy today. Okay, and then these earrings were not a good choice for showing the jaw. This one's gonna be a little hard to see, obviously, because again, you wanna play it under and not on the side of your face. Seriously, don't let me forget to blend that or I'll be looking cray all day. So, okay, so those are your main points of contouring, and I like to remind my clients, just think of it as a 3. I don't know if that's a 3 in the camera, but it is maybe. So along the forehead, under cheekbone, under jaw. There you go. It's easy to remember, right? Okay, so now I am gonna go ahead and pick up my Buffy brush. I like this brush for more full coverage, and I really want you guys to be able to see on camera. And I'm gonna use a slightly darker shade. This is normally my color correction shade, but I just self-tanned, so it's probably gonna be fine. And I am just going to tap in to my highlight. So one of the biggest mistakes with this makeup is people are so used to using a foundation that has less than 10% pigment. I mean, that's like a full coverage foundation. Most foundations are much less than that. And then we give them a cream, which has over 30% pigment, and they use way too much, you guys. This stuff is magic. So much, a little goes a long way. Okay, so I'm gonna try to kind of just swipe it on. There you go. Which I normally don't swipe, but I really want you guys to be able to see the color I'm laying down. Can you guys see that? Okay, maybe. Okay, so I'm gonna swipe it. And I know it's like blending in with my skin so well, it's hard to see. I'm gonna swipe right under that contour. Under the eyes. Really hard not to blend at the same time. Maybe I should have applied it with my finger. Okay, so I've kind of laid the color out. Okay, so when we're highlighting, gosh, I really need to put some on my lids. See how white my eyelids are. Self-tanning problems, guys. Okay, there we go. So when we are highlighting, you want to think center of the face. It's pretty easy because once you get that contour in, the highlight goes everywhere else. Or if you want to do like I do and do your highlight first, you can highlight everywhere and then you can just contour where the contour goes, and it's just going to give you increased coverage in those areas you contoured. But that's pretty much it. Okay, highlight, contour. And then I like to blend before I add my lip and cheek, but you know what? I'm just gonna go for it. We're gonna go ahead and add some lip and cheek. And I never use my fingers for this, but I'm gonna try it. So this goes right towards the outside apples of your cheeks and up along that contour line, okay? So I am just pretty much doing exactly what my face map is showing me to do. Okay, now I'm gonna blend, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab back this Buffy brush, and you guys, I'm gonna blend by pressing. If you've watched my other videos, I apply usually by pressing everything. I feel like these creams just work really well with that press, like press and, what do I call it? Feather motion. Okay. So look at that coverage. Another way people like to blend is by using the B² brush, doing the same thing with this blush side. It is really good, especially if you have more mature skin. This brush is amazing. It's so super soft. Okay, so I kind of just pressed in everywhere I highlighted. Okay, and now I'm just gonna kind of press right where I have those two highlight and contour meeting. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of push and pull where I want the color to go. So the beauty of creams is that they're not like a liquid where wherever you put it, you don't have much time, it sets and then it's there and it won't move, and you can't do anything to fix it other than wiping it off and starting over. Creams don't set, so you have so much time to play and to put them where you want. So I am just going to kind of press and blend. And really, you don't have to go in. This is another mistake I see a lot of people making, and they just start going like this to blend. So don't think of swiping really to blend. It's much shorter, more deliberate. Is that a good word? Strokes. So short feathers, I'm really just pressing in. And do you see how well that blends out? Okay. If you get your blush too far in, you simply just take some of that highlight and you pull it right back over. Okay. Creams are foolproof. Like, I started like that and look at that now. And if this is too much contour for you, usually with girls starting out, they're like, oh, I feel like I have a stripe on my face. Just keep blending, and I'll show you our Perfector here in a minute. So once I get everything where I want it, then I'll go back in with that. Okay, so just gonna do the same thing on this side. Press it in. Okay, so that was Mango Highlight, Olive Contour, and Hollywood Lip and Cheek. Okay, so I have it all in place, yet here's where the kicker comes in. I feel like I've got great coverage. My face looks three-dimensional. I've got that pop of color, all the things, but to take it up a notch, and I usually recommend, and most of my clients really love to add that extra pop, that's where you enter a brightener shade. So I call it an accent shade, and I normally don't recommend to this far apart, but I wanted you guys to see the wow factor you can get from using a brighter highlight. So I grabbed linen, which is super light. I normally wear or on a daily basis, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this small end of that Buffy brush, the same brush I applied my highlight with. I'm gonna grab a little bit more. And I'm just gonna pop that right on that inside corner on both sides, okay? Right in the center of my forehead, chin, Cupid's bow. I'm gonna use my finger to go right down the center of my nose, take it all the way up to that spot. Okay, I might look crazy, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing the same thing and moving it to where I want. So I'm gonna take this brush and I'm gonna pull the color all the way down the side of my nose and all the way up along the corner of my eye. Okay, I'm going to kind of make a triangle in the center of my forehead by just kind of pouncing and pressing it into the skin. And these creams blend flawlessly with each other. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of press that color in and do the same thing on this side. And this is how we brighten under our eyes and the center of our face. So it's optional, but it adds that extra brightened effect. It really is to draw attention to your eyes. So that's why it's like this magical diamond of light. Okay. And then once I do that, that's usually when I like to go in and I bring in the magic of the Perfector. So this baby is barely damp, like so barely damp. I have an entire video just on the Perfector on my Instagram highlights, so check that out. Getting it the right level of dampness is key, and this is a necessity if you're using more than one shade or if you have trouble blending. So all you have to do is simply pounce this all over the skin, and this is what's going to give you that airbrush look, and it's going to keep it looking like your skin and not like heavy makeup. So even if you are a full coverage girl and you want to use extra product to build it up and to get that better coverage, it doesn't mean it can't look like skin. Okay. So really, pounce it all over the face. It is going to take away any harsh lines. It's going to take away any of those excess product. So especially when you're layering more than one highlight, like the under eyes is a problem area for most people like me. Really just make sure you're getting off that excess so you don't get creasing and all that fun stuff during the day. Okay, so we highlighted, contoured, lip and cheek. There's still a fourth color. Right, so our last color in this gorgeous compact that makes up our 3D foundation is what we call in the mascara world an illuminator. So this is what most people would consider a highlight in other makeup companies, but we call it illuminator, and this is what gives you that touch of candlelit glow wherever you want it. I am a big fan of adding it with my Perfector, and all I do is I simply swipe it in there, and I am generous with it, and then I'm gonna pop it right on the top of my cheekbones, right above that lip and cheek, and that is what, the wow factor. Okay, this is a cream as well. We also have powders, but for the natural glow that looks just like you're lit from within, go with the creams. And you can add this literally anywhere you want a touch of glow. Okay, I always forget to talk about it. But duh, lip and cheeks, they're also lip colored. And I'm just going to add mine with my finger real quick because my lips needed something. You can even add a little of that illuminator in the center. So that is our main 3D foundation. I always recommend setting it all so it stays all day with our Stay Spray. This is a new bottle, so of course it's not going to spray. There we go. Be generous with it. Okay. I am going to add something to my eyeballs and my brows because they're looking a little bare. And I'm actually going to use my contour color and add a little color, and then I'll be done. So thank you for watching. If you need a color match, be sure to hit the color match link below. It'll come straight to me, and I will literally give you more information than you could probably ever want because I'm type A like that. But thank you guys for watching. Love you.